No, I'm joking. I'm not here to teach you how to meditate, but I am here today to give you 7 effective tips on how to reduce stress. As a very anxious person from a very early age, I have been trying many things to keep my stress away, or at least to be aware of when I'm anxious and stressed. And when you're trying to conceive or when you are pregnant, if you are constantly living in stress, this is not a good environment for your baby to be conceived or even to grow, right? It is a moment to prioritize your health in many different ways, but stress in this world is a chronic disease that most people experience, and it's very likely that if you are over the age of 35 and trying to conceive or pregnant and listening to so many concerns in the internet or friends or family, you may be experiencing some stress. So the first tip that I will give you is to avoid spreading your concerns. And when I say that, I'm not saying for you to stop talking about concerns that you may have with everyone, right? I'm just saying that you should avoid talking about your concerns with people that are not close to you. Maybe try to keep that to a maximum of 5 people, including your doctor, your physician, not your colleague from work. They can actually create even more concerns for you instead of bringing solutions as people that really love you would do. People that are not very close to you or the internet in general will only potentially be giving you even more examples of why you should be worried about those things that you're saying. Plus, the more you say things and hear yourself saying about those concerns to more and more and more people, the tendency is that you will be hearing those negative thoughts and they will be escalating to a point that you can get even more anxious that you already started with. My second tip is to keep things real in a positive way. What I mean by that is, if you're anxious or stressed, being chronic or not, we tend to think about worries and make them bigger, bigger, and bigger. Sometimes they are real circumstances in our lives. Sometimes they are potential worries that we may have. So the way I cope with that is by recognizing my thought process. And I know we have more than 60,000 thoughts a day, which makes it impossible for us to manage all of them. But we also know that most of our thoughts that we engage with on a daily basis are the same from yesterday and the day before and last week and last year, and that's what's keeping our life the same, and perhaps your anxiety and stress the same. I have been taught by psychologists how to recognize my feelings and come to the present moment, but I found that this model from the life coach school is really effective and really clear, and everyone can do it. The way it works is CTFA. Okay, I will put here what it means. C is a circumstance. A circumstance is in your life that it happened, and you have no control over. And then will create a thought. That thought that you're having, you have control over. And you can decide how you're going to think about that circumstance. Okay? From the moment that you have that thought, whether you recognize the thought or not, you will create a feeling. Your body will give you sensations. So feeling is physical sensations about a thought that you have about a circumstance that happened in your life. Okay? And then this feeling will cause you to act or enact or react to that feeling. I will give you an example. So let's just say that you were able to catch yourself anxious. You recognize that feeling, right? Then what you can do is stop, breathe, and then recognize why I'm anxious. What was the first thing that came to my mind that created, when did this feeling of anxiety started, right? Maybe that feeling could be that you thought you were going to be fired from your job. And the reason why you thought that you were going to be fired was because your company may be laying off many people from your department. That's a circumstance you cannot change, that's real, and it's out of your control. But you were not fired yet, and you don't know if you will be, but you thought you would, and that thought made you anxious. And now you recognize that you're anxious about a thought that is a judgment about a circumstances that haven't happened yet. That thought made you act or react or enact in a certain way. Maybe it was an action of inaction. For example, you decided that, I may as well don't do any work because I may be fired and there's no point, right? And the fact that you have been enacting towards your work may cause the result of your boss or manager realize that you are not addition to your team and actually fire you. So in the blog, I write a little bit better how to manage with the model, which is really easy and really practical. I literally have this on my computer, so I can even reverse engineer my problem from the results that I'm having in my life that I'm not appreciating, and going back to understand the action or inaction or reaction that I had after feeling something, after thinking something of a circumstances in my life. So I do have that either from the results back, actions back, thoughts or feelings back to the thought. Always go back to the thought. Something that you thought made you feel that way. And if you can think about something that will make you anxious, believe me, you can also make that thought positive. You can also find something positive about a circumstance and then create a positive feeling about it, and then create good actions that will create good results for you. The third here is to try and take some time off. I'm not saying for you to quit your job or anything that dramatic that can cause even more stress and anxiety in your life, but think about how you're living, and if you have time for yourself, analyze whether you are having some fun, laughing. Can you take time off work, as going on holidays for 1 week, 2 weeks, or even 6 weeks like I did? Having my own business, I have that flexibility, but I understand that not everyone have it. But try and see if you can take some time off, travel, do that trip. Doesn't need to be expensive, could be in your local area. Could you reduce your workload, or could you remove some apps in your phone that give you anxiety? Maybe you don't need to have your work email on your phone. Maybe you don't need to have your LinkedIn on your phone, or at least you can remove the notification settings after a certain time for those particular apps. Are you having, time for yourself, enroll in classes that you like, go out for a hike, do something that is off stress for you. Having our own business, both of us, we were in a very stressed first semester last year with work and with clients, and when we had our time off and we didn't need to think about work so much, was fantastic. And when I say time off, it could be with your partner, people you love, and also make sure that you take some time apart from everyone as well, and doing something for yourself alone. Number 4 is about move your body, and when I'm saying that is to literally go and do your low impact exercises weekly or daily. Go for a walk. For me, meditation, for me, yoga and walks to the beach are fantastic and are not too hard that I can skip. So that's another thing, make sure you talk to your physician if you haven't done anything and you want to start now, to see what's what they would recommend to you. But do some sort of movement work, and maybe Pilates, yoga, whatever it is that you enjoy, walking, running if you already run. Another thing that you can do is to change your diet. Talk to a nutritionist about your current diet, what is best for you and your partner. And really, the good nutritionist will take at least an hour with you to understand your patterns, to understand your appetite, to understand your time, to understand what you like and you don't like, so they can actually also suggest vitamins and supplements that you can take for something that is important and you don't really like to eat. Very important as well as to understand your time, because some nutritionists may give you 6 meals a day, and who has the time to create 6 meals a day? So you can tell them that how long you have and how can you work on cooking for yourself, or if you really don't have the time to cook for yourself at all, what other options could be for you. In Australia, there are a few options that you can literally order, and they bring things to your house, and all you have to do is put them together and cook in 10-15 minutes. Some maybe you can take out, but you can take out healthy options. So that's something your nutritionist can work for your particular case, and as a couple, very important for both be eating well. If you are trying to conceive, if you're already pregnant, then it's your priority to have your diet worked well. Yeah. Tip number 6 is sleep more, and that's probably why I chose my bedroom to create this video, because after you are pregnant you will feel more tired than normal. And if you're not pregnant, you should consider the amount of hours that you're sleeping, and try to make sure you go to bed as early as possible to take, that relaxing night. Don't bring your phone, no TVs, at least for 1 hour before bed. So try to read, or try not to do anything, even listen to some songs or doing some meditation exercise for an hour before going to bed. Don't eat heavy meals before bed. Make sure your bed has a blackout curtain, or you have very thick, comfortable masks so you can put. I have both. If you have very sensitive ears, maybe you want to put some earplugs, whatever makes you feel comfortable to have a good night's sleep. Good pillows, good mattress, ventilation. A cooler room is better than a hot room. So sleeping well, not necessarily sleeping a lot, but sleeping well is good. If you can take naps after you're pregnant, especially after lunch, is a very good time to take that 15-minute power nap. And the number 7 is clear intentions and visualizations. This one will be too long for me to talk about exactly how to do. So I will put the link to the blog here where you can go and read the whole article. You can go straight to tip number 7, where I say exactly what to do to visualize you as a mom, and visualize your baby, and to connect with that energy, whether it's your fertility or you're already the baby in your womb. Basically, if you have a half an hour or an hour even alone and in a place that no one will disturb you, if you can just shut your door, or if you can do this in the bath at least 3 times a week. But if you can do this every week, in that hour before bed, putting some music on a headphone, and ideally music without lyrics so it doesn't distract you. Find spa music, relaxation music, meditation music that will be calming, and you can just have your creative process inside your mind. So basically this is to have clear intention. If you want to be pregnant, your intention is to visualize yourself and your body making that happen. And if you're already pregnant, you are going to visualize the connection that you have with your baby. And please share your own tips, and let's help each other to create a much more healthy environment inside of our own bodies. I hope to see you in the next video, and for now I will leave you to it. Thank you. Bye.